It's like when the old preachers used to say that. Come on in the room. Yes, sir. There
Get
we
it
go.
in, you know you gonna get some.
Yeah. They tell you to come on in the room. They about to preach. Yep, about to preach. Come on in the room. Yep. Come on in the room. Take your shoes off, as they say, because this is holy ground. Yes, sir. Excuse me. We're going in today. They hopping on pretty fast on the ticky tock.
Oh yeah, oh that
Yeah,
MOC. Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah.
MOC.
Praise God. Okay.
Make sure you promote your
Yeah,
business.
I got you.
Make
Yes,
sure
sir.
you tell them.
Yes, sir. Hope y'all having a blessed Monday. What time is it? Let's see what time it is.
12:33.
A little bit after the afternoon. Afternoon to everybody. We about to get it in real fast. I don't know if y'all know my background, but um, as of today, I'll be called a fire and brimstone preacher because I preach holiness. I teach holiness because I feel like that's what we need to know. So that's why you have self control up there today, because self control is the most important thing that you can have as an individual. Self control can keep you out of trouble. It can keep you out the hospital. It can keep you out of jail. Self control is the most thing. Is the most important thing that you can have in your life these days, because we live in a time where anything goes. Anything is permissible. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you're a woman want to be a man, you can become a man. If you're a man want to be a woman, you can become a woman. Anything is permissible. You can do anything you want today, and you will find people who want to agree with you. So it's important to have self control these days. That's why I'm a holiness teacher, because I believe in what God says. God made me a man. He made me to be with a woman. So be it. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be the best man that I can be. I'm gonna find the best woman that I can find, and that's what it's gonna be. But today we're gonna go deeper. We're gonna talk about accountability and responsibility. Accountability is meaning um, I'm being held responsible. Plus, if there is a punishment in there, I'm gonna take the punishment. Responsibility is being able to admit that we did it. So, okay, we're gonna use court as an example. When you go to court, you're being held accountable for a crime that you might have or might not have committed. So, what they ask you is, what's the first thing? Do you want to plead guilty or not guilty? That's responsibility. If you did it and you say, I plead guilty, that's you being responsible and holding yourself accountable, and they got a punishment for you. If you say, I didn't do it, you say, I'm not guilty. I am not taking responsibility for this, and I will not be held accountable for this. So this is what we have to do. We have to learn to hold ourselves accountable, because if you hold yourself accountable, no man can hold you accountable. If you take responsibility, that's growth in this mind, body, spirit, and soul. A lot of people do stuff and they never hold themselves responsible. What we have today is we have a spirit of what's it called? We have this victim mentality these days. Everybody's a victim. I can throw a rock through your window, but you better not tell nobody, and you better not retaliate, because I'm a victim. If I do you wrong, you should feel bad for me. And that's the mentality that we have that's going around in earth these days. Everybody wants to be a victim, but nobody wants to hold themselves accountable and take responsibility. I'm gonna take you to another step of it. These days in relationships, people saying there's no good women out there, there's no good men out there. And this may be true to a small extent, but have we done soul searching? Because I believe it's a song that says, I like the way you make me cry. So I like the way you make me cry until you made me cry too many times. I like the way you hurt me until you hurt me the wrong way. So it's like we have to take responsibility and accountability. Say you can't help who you love, but if I don't give you the time of day, I can help who I love. If I follow my gut when I initially meet somebody, I don't have to worry about falling for the wrong person. So what happens these days, everybody wants to be a victim, right? So you meet Mr. Wrong or you meet Miss Wrong, and when they do you wrong, you become a victim instead of saying, you know what, I knew it was wrong from the start. Everybody wants to be a victim because victims get the likes and they get the hearts and they get all the publicity of it, right? But the thing is, have we done our soul searching? Because if you hold yourself accountable and responsible, we'll change. Amen. We won't always be the victim. We'll become conquerors. So a lot of times I see people get in relationships and they say, I knew I shouldn't have did it, but they still want to be the victim at the end of the day. So you can't say, I'm going to tell you something. You can't be misused if you know you're being used. To me, that's one of the funniest things is say, Mo, they did me wrong, but you knew they was doing you wrong the whole time. You knew you was being misused, so you really wasn't being misused. You just like the way it hurt. You like the way it felt to be misused, because a lot of us haven't taken responsibility and accountability for ourselves. So what we have a lot of times is something in us that attracts those things. We attract the hurt we get sometimes because it's still in us. We attract that bad person because it was something in them. It's something in us that attracted them. That's the law of the spirit. It's also known as the law of attraction. You cannot attract what's not in you. I'm gonna say it one more time. You cannot attract what's in you because you will always pull something that's in you. So until we get rid of what's in us, purify, cleanse, detox, mind, body, and spirit, you will always attract Mr. Wrong or Miss Wrong. This is just truth, no matter what it is. I can give you a better example, not a better example, but I can give you another example. Millionaires always attract more money because they got money, so money's attracted to them. So in the same sense, a hurt person, yeah, they hurt people, but they also attract hurt people. So when you attract hurt people, you are just putting yourself in a cycle of being hurt because we keep pulling what we are inside of us. No matter what you do, you can't pull something that's not in you. You can't go to the ATM. You can't go to a BB&T ATM with a First National Bank card trying to pull out. You ain't going to get nothing out. You can't pull nothing out of an ATM that you have not put nothing in. So that way you're going to always pull something in you until you purify, detox, and cleanse what's in us. So right now I'm reading a book called The Revelation of Hell. And that thing is serious. It's a woman. I'm not going to tell you about it. You have to get the book for yourself and get your own revelation of it. But it's called A Revelation of Hell. And what she's saying is hell is real. No doubt. Hell is real. Heaven is real. Good is real. Bad is real. So we have to realize that as long as we have bad in us, that's what we're going to pull. Good people sometimes pull bad people, but it's because it's something that's in them that's still attracted to them, that's still attracted to that bad. You can be a good person, but have a bad heart. Not meaning completely bad, but you can have a blemish. And a blemish will pull a person that's hurt. We're going to go through this again. Until we purify, cleanse, and detox what's in us, we're going to continue to attract those things that's in us. So if you smoke weed, you're going to attract a person who smokes weed. If you're a drinker, you're going to attract a drinker. If you're a fighter, this is where we don't like to talk about. If you like to fuss and fight, you're going to attract somebody who likes to fuss and fight. So when y'all end up fussing and fighting, don't go to your homeboy, don't go to your homegirl. I don't know what's wrong with them. You do know what's wrong with them. The same thing that's wrong with you is just wrong with them. You have this fighting spirit, and instead of fighting for what's right, instead of fighting for God, we fight each other. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh, but against principalities and powers. So we like to fight each other, though, because it's so much easier to fight somebody than to hold yourself accountable, take responsibility. You know what? Right now, I don't need to be dating. But we're too afraid to be alone to admit this truth. Look, right now, I done been through this pain. I done been through this hurt. This has happened. All this is still inside of me. I haven't purified it. I haven't detoxed it. I haven't cleansed it yet. So all I can do is hurt other people. So until you get yourself right, you can't be right with somebody. So let's go deeper with that. Until you get yourself right, you can't be Mr. or Miss Right to anybody. We have to get rid of what's inside of us. We have to become the best person. And I'm not saying do any self-help, because as long as you do self-help, you're going to continually be in a cycle, because if you could fix yourself, you would already be fixed. So what we have to do, we have to find the Most High, because sometimes we have things in a corner of our cabinets of our heart that we don't know that's there. But the Most High says, I can search through your whole body and I can find out and I can point out what's in you. So what we have to do, we have to build a relationship with the Most High. Like, you know what? I done been hurt. So I know I have hurt in me. I've been fighting all the, what Woman of Color Purple say, all my life I had to fight. So you have to, look, right now is not the time for me to be dating. Right now I don't need to be connecting with people. I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. All I need right now is the Most High God. Because until I get the Most High God and let him purify me, detox me, and cleanse me, I won't be completely cleansed. I won't be completely detoxed. I'll still be that hurt person, but I will have a shield up that makes me look clean. Okay, so what we do on social media, everything looks good on social media, then all of a sudden, boom, suicide. All of a sudden, boom, divorce. All of a sudden, boom, dating depression. Because they built that shield up to make it look good, but they haven't allowed the Most High God to purify, cleanse, and detox us. So we have to allow God to come into our hearts, tell him to open up all the doors, open up all the cabinets, open up all the drawers, because I can't do it myself, because if I could fix myself, I would already be fixed. So what we have to do is take accountability and responsibility. Look, I'm not perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. Can I tell y'all something? It is nothing wrong with admitting that we're only human. And that's what some of us are afraid to admit, because we go to church, or we may be a preacher, or we may hold an office, or we may be a president or something, or a CEO. So we put on this fake Superman cape that we're not able to wear. So therefore we're not able to show people that I'm not perfect, that I'm only human, because I built myself up so high that if I show you my human side, you may look differently at me. So this is what we have to do one more time. We can't do it ourselves. If we could fix ourselves, we would already be fixed. So we have to allow the Most High God to come in and search the cabinets, the drawers, up under the mats. Open the door, say, Lord, just search me. And whatever you find, show it to me. That way I can pray about it and we can work on it and you can take it away from me. But until we allow the Most High God to take what's in us out of us, it'll be a continual cycle. And let me tell you something. You can take a cycle around North Carolina, around the nation, or around the world. Doesn't matter how long that cycle takes to get back to the starting point, it's still a cycle. So you may cycle for 5 days in one time. You may cycle for a month. You may cycle for a year. But sooner or later, unless you allow the Most High God to take all of this out of us, it's going to be a cycle. So in order to come out of cycle, Most High, cleanse me, detox me, show me, so I can take accountability of myself, so I can hold myself responsible, so no man can hold me responsible. I'm going to tell you some of the quick things, and we're going to be up out of here. Sometimes it can be forgiveness. I've been holding on to this for so long that I don't even know how to let it go. Or I've been holding on to this for so long, I didn't even know I was still holding on to it. But every time I hear that name, it triggers me. I don't know why it triggers me. It's because it hasn't been detoxed, cleansed. It hasn't been taken away from you. So that's just a sign of something that you still have animosity towards your brother, or your sister, or your ex, or whomever they may be. If a name can trigger you and that person is not even in the room, It's something that needs to be cleansed, detoxed, and taken away. And, God, help me to forgive this person. What else could it be? What else could it be? It could be, this is my biggest problem. I'm hard on myself. So my biggest thing was I had to learn to forgive myself for being human. I had to learn to forgive myself of the mistakes that I've made. And that was hard because I'm very hard because I knew better, but I didn't do better. So it hurt me more than it may hurt the other person because I knew better. My gut told me so. My brain told me so. God told me so. But I went for what I knew instead of going for what all the signs that was there, the stop signs and the flashing lights that was there. So sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. Sometimes we have to forgive others. And sometimes we got to stop blaming God. You thought I was about to say forgive God, but no, sometimes we have to stop blaming God because everybody has free will. Yes, God allowed it, but can we look at the person instead of God? We thank God for the blessings, but we blame him for the bad, which I get because we're human, right? But we have to learn to look at the person. And sometimes it's not even a person, but it's the spirit that's behind the person. But you still have to forgive the person in order to move on. So what we're going to do today, we're going to find our secret closets, find our secret time, find somewhere alone. And I'm telling you, this is something real. Jesus had to fall on his face to pray. The Bible often said he fell on his face and he would pray to the Most High God. So we got to find that quiet space, still away. God, I got these triggers in me. When I hear such and such name, I go off. When I look in the mirror, I'm not happy. When I think about you, God, I just get upset. Help me to help myself before I open my eyes in hell. Because there's no need in living a life of hell just to end up in an eternal hell. Lord have mercy. How the mother chooses the Lord have mercy. There's no need in living a life full of rage, anger, just to go down there and go to the most angriest, most rageful person there is, which is the enemy, the devil, Satan. So we need to be purified, cleansed, detox. Lord, take all these away. Take it away, take it away, take it away. I can't carry it. I'm not meant to carry it. I don't want to carry it. Help me to forgive. Help me to move on. Help me to be better. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all be blessed. Oh, my fault. I always forget this. If you're looking for me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, it is Renato Ghostpreneur Prince. Just put in Renato Prince. You see the goat in the middle. You'll get that later. Renato Prince with the Ghostpreneur in the middle. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Probably I use the same name because I want to be easy to find. I just want you to be able to type it in. There I am. If you want to cash at me, if you want to bless a brother, come on now. It's $ I am Picasso. Yes, every time I step in, we having church. But it's I am Picasso, but it's Renato Ghostpreneur Prince on anything else. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget, get on your knees, pray, ask God to take it away. Because if you try to carry it, it leads to the heart disease. It leads to depression. And it could lead to suicide. God, take it away, take it away, take it away. Y'all have a blessed one.